Good morning from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm Dr. Kemi Olunlayo. A lot of people here call me Auntie Kemi, Madam KOO, Naira. I'm a very popular social media personality, but in real life, I'm a retired clinical pharmacist. I am a journalist, an investigative journalist, and I'm also a PR specialist. But most importantly on this video, I'm a community activist and gun violence activist. And many people knew how prominent I was in gun violence activism in Canada. I even got kicked out for it, antagonizing gun laws. A lot of black children were getting killed out in Canada. And in the end, I was right. Guns do not belong into hands of people who want to use it to kill you, especially children. Teenagers are getting killed all over the world. My video this morning, the 6th of July 2020, is focusing on a case in the UK that I want solved right away. Many of you remember Constable Scott Mills, Toronto Police spokesman and social media officer, who retired last week on the 1st of July, what he tweeted about me, that we worked together when I was in Toronto, and that a lot of good came out of it. Thank you for getting guns off our streets. Many people that would never talk to me because I was a cop are now talking to me because you, Kemi, introduced me to them. Thank you, Kemi. You see, what Scott wrote really touched me, and even the police chief, Mark Saunders, has even written, if we have 5 more people like Kemi, this whole city homicide will be solved. He wrote that when he was the superintendent at 12th Division. Today he's the chief of police of Toronto Police Service. I was a volunteer for the 5 years I lived there as a member of the CPLC, Community Police Liaison Committee. And what we were members of the community who cared so much about the community that we would find out all the ills going on, bad things, and a lot of it centered around teenagers having guns. And I did very well there. I mean, you saw what happened when Harper kicked me out. Oh, everybody said good things about Kemi and all that. Look, they said the voice of the victim is now silent. And that's what Toronto Sun wrote. I want to thank Jonathan Kingston, Chris Doucette, Joe Warmington, and the entire team of the Toronto Sun. That was 2012, 8 years later. I haven't done gun violence activism in a long time because there's no way to solve any of these gun cases in Nigeria. Armed robberies, insurgencies, and all that. But today, I am about to get back into gun violence activism because I am bleeding inside. It's the murder of a young man that really hurts me to the core. His name is Alexander Kareem. If you hear that name, just think. He was 19, he turned 20. I was told about him when he was 19, he turned 20. He is the sister to a police officer in the Metropolitan Police in the UK, Kafi Kareem. Kafi Kareem, who was under fire for going on Big Brother Nigeria. Remember all that? Kafi I met in Nigeria after the show ended. I met her one day. I stopped by at Cool FM for my son's interview, and she too stopped by to say hi to Freeze. And I remember her asking my son, Rich KJT, how old are you? You're very talented. And my son said, I'm 19, I'm going to be 20. And Kafi said, I have a brother who's the same age. And some of you have said to me that Kafi and KJ, Kafi's brother and KJ, Alexander and KJ look alike. Yeah, something about their face and their glasses. But it really touched me because, Kafi's like, oh my God, I said I want to talk to him. I want him and KJ to be friends and everything. Kafi's like a daughter to me, 29. Kafi's brother, same thing. They're all like children to me. And yesterday, Sunday, the 6th of July, I had a 1-hour meeting with Kafi's mother from London over the phone, with Kafi on there and her brothers. It was on speaker. In the family meeting, I told them that I want to do a campaign to find who killed Alexander. I solved 13 murders or more, according to police, in some parts of Ontario. They said some other jurisdictions solved their murder cases because of Kemi. How do I do it again after 8 years? It's not hard. It boils down to people speaking up. Speak out. This is why the world is changing now. If we speak out more on these problems that consume society, we'll be able to hear more solutions happening. And this is why I'm doing this video. The time right now is 8 a.m. in Nigeria, Monday, the 7th of July, 2020. I want everybody in the UK to be watching this video. I'm going to send it to all your media over there. In this video, I want you to carefully think about this murder so that we can get the killer off the street and anybody associated with this murder. Okay, Alexander Kareem was shot to death. Okay, on the 8th of June, early hours of the 8th of June, on Askew Road in Shepherd's Bush. Shepherd's Bush, I remember Shepherd's Bush when living in the UK as a student. It's an area that we went to shop in the market. They have a great market over there. But mostly it's a black community. And he lives there with his mom. And he went to visit a friend who was coming back and stopped by at a corner store to buy maybe snacks or something. But as he came out of the store, somebody in a vehicle shot him in what will be a drive-by shooting. And they killed him. By the time medics got there, he was already dead on the scene. Alexander had just turned 20 in March. He's like my son, my youngest. They even looked alike, like many of you say. Who killed Alex is the hashtag I'm using on Twitter. And I'm going to set Twitter on fire. You know I'm an influencer. I'm going to be 56 in 30 days. But inside me, I'm still 16 on social media. I will set that Twitter hashtag on fire. So you better start tweeting. Who killed Alex? We need to know, because the power of social media is what I use to get a lot of killers behind bars in Toronto. And Constable Mills will tell you. Okay? Now, we're going to tweet what we saw, what we know. But before that, some of you want to talk to police, but you're scared that your identity might be in jeopardy. No, there's Crimestoppers UK. Okay, you Google Crimestoppers UK. I believe it's crimestoppers-uk.org. You go to the website. There are ways to send in your anonymous tips. There is a huge reward for information that will lead to the arrest and prosecution of whoever killed Alex. And that reward is £10,000. The Metropolitan Police in the UK has put up this reward. Crimestoppers needs your tip. If you have a tip, they even pay £1,000 for tips. If you have a tip that's credible, that will lead to something that will make these people get off the street or this person, please, I need you to call Crimestoppers. Their number is on their website. I'm going to get the exact number. But if you have any information that could begin this case to find out who was the killer, I'm going to give you some things you need to know. First of all, that Range Rover that you see in these news stories, they found a white Range Rover burnt out about a few miles away from the scene. And they believe that that person who drove that Range Rover or somebody in that Range Rover may have opened fire on Alex, killing him. They think it's a suspected case of mistaken identity. Okay, why would they mistake an identity? Sometimes they want to kill somebody else, but they think it's the person and they trail that person. They may not even trail the person. They might just uselessly kill the person. And we lost a great kid. Alex had just finished studying IT at Westminster College, and he wanted to go to University of East Anglia in Norwich to study more IT. And he had dreams. He was a computer whiz kid. Let me tell you, that boy had coding and I want to learn coding. It's so hard for me at 56 to learn many things. As much as I'm very brilliant and have 3 first-class degrees, pharmacy, journalism, and PR, my brain is winding down to learn many things. If I can learn how to code and do an app, it'll be great. Of course, you can pay people to do apps for you this day, but this is what this young man knew. Alex was talented, computer whiz kid. They killed a dream. When the bullet hit Alex, it hit all of us, everybody. Because when Kathy told me about Alex in February at the studio when I met her, I think she showed me the picture on the phone. I'm like, oh my God, oh God, that bullet hit me. The bullet hit Alex's friends, Alex's family, anybody that knew Alex, and even the community that didn't know him. So let's get that person off the streets of London or anywhere in the UK. June 8th, UK was locked down at the borders. So that's like nobody's traveling outside the country. Okay, the person is in the UK. They may not be in London anymore. They might be in Birmingham or Brighton or anywhere. I'm just mentioning those cities. I'm not saying you could have fled to another area. This crime is very similar to the Nigerian young man that died in Canada, in Toronto. Went to his friend's house in Etobicoke, leaving. Gang members shot him. Mistaken identity. We caught all 5 of them, and they were prosecuted and sentenced to long prison terms. This is what we want. We want to get the guns off the street. We want to get the killer or killers off the street. We want to solve Alex's murder, and we want closure for the family. So I'm going to put all my energy. Okay, KJ is managing news at Communications Media on Instagram. I'm going to put my energy at Kemi Olunloyo to this campaign to get who killed Alex. We are going to use that hashtag. Now, finally, if you have any information watching my video, I want you guys, okay, if you're in the UK, if you have any information, I want you to dial, okay, call 101 on your phone and quote CAD 224/8th of June. CAD 224/8th of June. That's the case. He is the 55 homicide, the 55th homicide right now in the UK, and we need to end this spate of violence. Now, guys, I got to tell you this is very, very important, all right? As much as that we're trying to end gun violence, catch who killed Alex, prosecute and throw them in prison for life because they murdered a dream. As much as we're trying to do that, we also have to look at the atmosphere and the climate of what was going on around that time, 8th of June. The world is changing. Police brutality, racism, and a lot of things. Black Lives Matter is springing out everywhere around the world. We're looking at that angle too. Detective Inspector Wayne Holley. Wayne, Jolley. That's a very common name, but if you just post on Google Detective Inspector Wayne Holley, he's on LinkedIn, is in charge of this investigation. I want you to call 101 and speak to Wayne directly. 101 and quoting CAD 224/8th of June. It's very important. We have told Wayne that they must look at every angle. Could it be a racist attack? Could somebody just be disgruntled about the Black Lives Matter thing? Could it be a white guy in the car and open fire at any random black kid? Anything is possible. Nobody knows. But Alex was not a drug dealer, gang affiliation. He had no gang affiliation. He had no enemies. Was a humble, quiet kid. There's a video of him on Kafi's page, A Cup of Kafi. A Cup of KHAFI on Instagram. Kafi Kareem's video of their mother's birthday. I think you could see, Victoria playing with him, little shy boy. Didn't hurt a fly. So do me proud, people. Auntie Kemi is back, okay? As a gun violence activist, I'm going to be helping Metropolitan Police UK solve this murder. This video is 14 minutes. I love you all. Thank you.